Chismosas, I've clearly been shadow banned for sharing this information about things that this app doesn't want me to be sharing, but you know what? We got to talk about it. The show must go on. So even if you're looking this up manually, this is something that you need to know, because apparently all of these officers and from this agency are now granted access to unaccompanied minors databases, and this is huge. So let's talk about it. Multiple immigrations and customs enforcement officers have been granted access to information in a database on unaccompanied children who cross the border into the United States. Just a few weeks ago, I talked about this. I made a video about this, but the only information that we had was that the only people that were picking up this information were the actual Mexican journalists, because they were waiting on the other side of where all the deportations were happening, and they were filming all of the agents walking around with unaccompanied minors. Now it's clear how they're getting their hands on all of them is because they have access to that database. Now that agency, they spoke to NPR and they said that juvenile coordinators who are trained in laws and regulations related to unaccompanied alien children have always had access to OR's UAC database. But still, it looks like HHS communication reviewed by NPR states additional personnel out of headquarters were granted access to the portals this week. Now, I think they thought that they can play NPR, but NPR wasn't having any of it. This article went on to say that the move came at the same time that new guidance was internally circulated regarding the verification of sponsors. The guidance, which was published by HHS on Friday, requires fingerprinting for all adult sponsors and adult household members prior to release of a minor. And then NPR just kept digging, and they said that there was an email that was obtained by NPR that acting director of the Office of Refugee Resettlement said upcoming changes were necessary to build a culture of child safety and accountability. But advocates say they fear for the admission. But obviously people know what's really going on, what this is being used for, and advocates are saying that they fear the administration will use it for immigration enforcement against some of the families illegally in the country that take in the children. Now, all this seems to actually track with what we have been seeing but haven't been hearing from mainstream media. And the person that gave NPR all of this information is actually a staff member from inside of the ranks who wanted to be anonymous, that is trying to help as much as they can. Now, I wish that I could say that I'm surprised at this point that they are doing this, but we have all heard the rumors that apparently all of the deportations, all of the mass raids haven't been giving the results that all of the administration wants. They haven't been able to capture as many people, and the people that they have been able to capture, a lot of them they've actually had to release because they really didn't have a plan. They just had concepts of a plan, so they were just doing everything as willy-nilly as they possibly could. And there is the consequences of your own action. That being said, since we're not seeing this anywhere else, I felt like I needed to put this out there. So please engage with this so everybody knows that this is actually happening. So if they have ever received an unaccompanied minor and they are undocumented, you already know that it could be possibly used against you. Now, I'll keep an eye out for any more information. I'll report it to you guys as soon as I can, but please be careful, gather your resources, know your rights, and as always, don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things tea.